Good evening. I want to take a moment to appreciate all of you that will be listening. It is quite, however, let me first of all appreciate um, that we are in 2023 and happy citizens of fellow Southern Cameroon territory. One thing that I want to talk about today is January the 3rd. So I have been waiting quite impatiently to see if the neighboring country, La Republique du Cameroun, would celebrate their January 1st as their Independence Day. And if you have seen anywhere, and you will agree with me that none of them has or did so to celebrate their Independence Day. And however, October 1st, within the past 3, 4, 5, 6 years, the people of Southern Cameroon has been celebrating their Independence Day, which is October 1st. The United Nations voted overwhelmingly, 64 nations voted to recognize the sovereign state of Southern Cameroon. In fact, let me bring this statement very clearly. Out of the 64 nations that voted to support the independent state of Southern Cameroon, lesser vote for the independence of La République du Cameroun. La République du Cameroun, independent, did not obtain up to 64 members, as in the case of Southern Cameroon. For many of you who are not aware of this fact, not up to 64 nations voted for independent state of La République du Cameroun. And yet, Southern Cameroon has become a province in a foreign country, La République du Cameroun. Because we, the world community, are biased, self-centered, and above all, destructive. I am very frankly to see how the people of Southern Cameroon become a province in a foreign country, La République du Cameroun. Okay, now let's look at La République du Cameroun. What is a historical fact and document? The United Nations Article 76B General Assembly adopted a resolution 1413. It adopted requesting that the resolution 1413 setting a time limit achievement of self-government or independent. A self-government, that United Nations Article 76B on Resolution 1415, requesting the setting up the time limit for achievement of trust territory of a self-government or an independent. At the 15th session of the General Assembly that was adopted a declaration granting independence of the colonial country's territory. United Nations Resolution 1514, which was applicable to all territories that had not yet attained independence, including the trustee territories. What does that mean by a trust territory? That all the territories that were under the colonial masters, and I will specify to two particular because they had to do with the Southern Cameroon. La République du Cameroun is a trust territory under France, whereas the Southern Cameroon is a trust territory under the British colonial. In respect to the United Nations Resolution 76B or 1413, Article 76B, Resolution 1314, that all those territories be granted self-government or independent, and Resolution 1514 is applicable under this section 1413. So therefore, La République du Cameroun, in cognisance to that article to United Nations Resolution 1413 and 1514, so in compliance with these resolutions, under the trustee agreement, La République du Cameroun was given an independence to be effectively on January 1st. United Nations Resolution 1349, United Nations Resolution 1349, in compliance of the United Nations Article 76b of 1413 and United Nations Resolution 1514 XV. So 1349 is in compliance with the above agreement, the above resolution of the United Nations, which was effectively January 1st, 1960. So, why is it that the world community are so blindfolded about the question of Southern Cameroon? We understood that there were a series of 50 leaders of African that came to the United States to speak with the President of the United States. And yet, the greatest question is the Southern Cameroon crisis that should be on the state of discussion, because are we going to be blindfolded? And these questions go to our fellow African country as well. Southern Cameroon met all the various criteria to become an independent nation in Africa, but were deprived of their existence to remain a province in a foreign country that they have of equal status, equal identity. It is quite amazing that we talk about an injustice, and yet we see the level of injustice that are completely applicable on African continent as a whole. If we are talking about veracity, speaking out the truth, let us be realistic and let us stand for facts, not fictions. Should the Southern Cameroon, irrespective of whether the people disagree, whether there is disharmony or disunity, but let's look at facts, not fictions. Let's look at facts, not fictions. If we recognize that we, the United Nations, the major body that's responsible for peace and security, and this is their legal document presented, and should review this document whether is it unanimously in accordance with the purpose in which it was created. Because I find it ironical to see that in the United Nations trustee document outlines specifically clear, should Southern Cameroon be a foreign territory, a province in a foreign country whom they abide by the United Nations Charter. Of course, it is very unfortunate, but however, I will continue to emphasize on this key document that I request that the United States stand firmly and look at this essential document vis-a-vis the United Nations. If the United States want peace, and speaking for veracity, speaking of truthfulness, let the United States stand up for the truthfulness rather than ignore it, because this is clear document. It's not a fraudulent. It's written and it's stated and it's clearly regard the question of Southern Cameroon. We cannot be talking about Ukraine and we ignore this. Maybe Ukraine is facing a mighty nation, Russia. Their problem is equally identical to the Southern Cameroon questions, irrespective whether it's just a single soul that is being killed by the Republique du Cameron. Of course, we witness how the president of a country arrives in the United States is not even aware that he is in the United States. That can tell you the level of mental deterioration and the level of dementia. I think in medical profession, they call it a stage 4 dementia. A stage 4 dementia. And yet, we isolate it. We package it and we bring it into front of the community. It's absolutely disgraceful. But however, let's look at the United Nations on the question of Southern Cameroon. I wish you all a continued happy new year. Thank you so much.